Welcome back to the Tactics Board. It is episode 2. We hope you enjoyed our first episode and hopefully you got something from it. Hopefully you didn't listen to too much of what I said because I had an absolutely stinker of a first week. But I'm playing the long game. I'm not panicking. I'm like Pep. I'm not panicking. I'm still confident. Karl, I figured I'm just going to say to you now, let's just get it out the way and have a couple of minutes just to rip me. Let's go.
Honestly, I don't even want to. I want us both to do really well. I mean, it was just a strange one. I don't know what you thought about City, but obviously Spurs were missing Harry Kane, but I think City were missing him even more. I think they need to get a striker, a centre man sorted ASAP. Do you not think?
Yes. God, it's a tough one because obviously we won the league last year without a centre forward. But yeah, I think they looked to me like there was so many chances created, so many crosses that went in, so many, so much possession in the right end of the field. But yeah, nobody really to finish it off. So I'll be interested to see what is there 14 days left of the real transfer window. But of course, you can make transfers in and out of your team. And Karl, I will be making all 5 transfers that I'm allowed this week.
And he's one of them. He's one of them. Are you going to swallow your pride, Natalie?
No.
You know what I'm going to ask? Are you going to put Bruno in your team? Come on, there's still time.
Mate, I can't. I literally, my heart overrules my head. I cannot have any United players in my team. And I've just got to accept that will make my job harder.
Just do it now. I won't even look. Honestly, I won't even look. If you do it now, I won't look. I won't mention it. I just think it's better for us both. You're going to do so much better. Bruno Hernandez isn't going to stop getting you points. That's all I'm going to say. I'll leave it there for today because I know it's been a difficult weekend. But yeah.
I cannot do it. So how many points? I think I've blanked mine out. How many points did you get?
I got 96 points.
Did you?
Yeah, so I'm pleased. I'm really pleased. I'm just a bit annoyed that I didn't captain Bruno. I was giving it the big and then about Bruno, but I didn't see him doing what he did. I captained Jamie Vardy, who got me 24 points, and Bruno got 23. So, it was a good start. Very good start. How about you?
Well, where are you in our league first? Whereabouts are you?
You know what? I don't know.
Your position?
I honestly
don't know. I got 31 points. Shocking. I am 614th in our league right now. If you do want to join our league, it's still open. See, you'll go in straight ahead of me, I'm sure. The pin is 9976717. We've currently got, about 650 or something. I'm going to check. And I'm 614th. So just to give you an idea.
I obviously can't find. My phone's been funny, so I can't find how far up I am. Oh, no, I have. I'm 234th.
Okay,
so still not great.
Well, it shows you how many people had a great week. So we're going to give a shout out to Simon McMahon, who topped our Footy Accumulators League and won a new football shirt of his choice. He scored a mammoth 153 points. He captained Bruno, didn't he? And he probably had Pogba as well.
Oh, my word. Fair play, Simon, mate. You deserve that shirt. You've earned it.
I feel like I want to look at Simon's team and try and get some tips there. I bet Simon's Simon's not playing with his heart, is he? He's definitely playing with his head.
He's cool, calm and collected, Simon is. Yeah, definitely. I'm going to do some revision off Simon very soon.
I did so much revision, though, in week 1. I told you I joined up to one of those geeky stats things. I did so much revision, and I think I overthought it, and it just backfired.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. But it's one of them. It's honestly, fantasy football is so difficult because if you are as passionate about your own club as we both are, you with City, me with United, you kind of have to put that to a side and just pick the best team, best players, because otherwise you're going to come unstuck. But you stick to your guns, it'll turn around. City will turn it around. I'm sure they will. So don't worry about it.
I'd rather be a loser in this and a winner in life and not have United players.
I'm being kind, Natalie. I swear to God, I'm being kind. I'm going to come for you now. Right. No, go on, Natalie. Shall we start off with the team of the week? Shall we see who's in the team of the week?
Yeah, but don't forget that we do have our own league set up on Sky Sports Fantasy Football, and you can still join with the code 9976717, where you get loads of chances all throughout the season to win prizes. So yes, Karl, let's go on to the team of the week. So goals galore. It didn't disappoint. A cracking start to the Premier League season. Who was the highest scoring goalkeeper even of the week, Karl?
So it was Kasper Schmeichel. He was in my team. He was in the team of the week. He played really well. He played behind a new back four, which is always tricky. He pulled out some really good saves during the game. Seemed always in the right position at the right time, which comes with experience. And Leicester City defenders really helped him with some last-ditch tackles, last-ditch blocks. And for me, he's still cheap at £7.1 million. So get him in your team. If you're not happy with your goalkeeper from game week 1, get him in your team. Are you putting him in yours, Natalie?
You know what? Do you remember last week we spoke? I had Schmeichel, and then at the last minute I changed him to Martinez for Villa. I was so annoyed at Villa's result at the weekend that I did one of those, like again, my heart overrode my head. I instantly transferred him out and instantly put Schmeichel in without really thinking about it. So when I show you my points, when you see the screenshot of my points for the week, you'll see Schmeichel's in there because I actually did it on, it was like Saturday. I was like, no. So yes, he's in my team now.
That was close though, because I think everyone probably was choosing either Martinez or Kasper Schmeichel. I did the same. I had Martinez at the start of the week, and then I changed him closer to the time just because he was a bit cheaper. But I can't believe that Kasper is so cheap. So get him in your team. Get him in your team if you're not happy with your goalkeeper.
Yeah, now Leicester are playing West Ham away at the weekend. Then they've got Norwich away, and then they've got City. So what do you make of the kind of fixtures coming up in terms of keeping them in the team?
To be honest, I think you keep him in your team up until maybe the Man City game, and you see how Man City are going over the next few games, and then you might have to tweak it a little bit. I don't know. I'm still trying to find my rhythm at how many times I'm going to tweak my team and make changes left, right and centre. But I'm going to stick with him. I've got confidence in Kasper and Leicester. They've played so well as a team as a whole. Jamie Vardy was with the high press and they played really, really well. So I'm going to stick with him.
Yeah, they weren't threatened at all by Wolves, were they? So, yeah, so 15% of you had Schmeichel in your team, who got 11 points. 11 points for Schmeichel as the top scoring goalkeeper this week. Okay, shall we move on and have a look at the defence?
Let's do it, shall we? And the defence, all three of them are from Chelsea. All three defenders that are in the team of the week are from Chelsea, which just shows how good they were. And don't forget, they didn't have an easy week. They were in the Super Cup on Wednesday, so they didn't just have like a pre-season game. That was a serious game, which they won. Next up for Chelsea, they've got Arsenal, who really struggled to break Brentford down on Friday night on the opening game of the Premier League. So I'm predicting a clean sheet again for Chelsea.
Oh, really?
And I think that the fact that you've got scoring defenders from Chelsea, you've got Trevor Chalobah who scored, Marcus Alonso who scored. That's brilliant. They're always going to get you points. And to speak about Trevor Chalobah, I don't know if you saw it, Natalie, but it was great. He's been at Chelsea since he was 8 years old. There's footage going around of him and Mason Mount as ball boys while Messi's in the foreground of the Champions League. And when he scored that goal at the weekend, when Trevor Chalobah scored that goal at the weekend, he just lashed it in from outside the box. His reaction was brilliant. He just started crying. I was like, I felt for him, because I feel as if us as football fans, we always think, oh, if we got the opportunity, we'd come up with a great celebration. We'd do an Mbappe, be really cool about it. But in reality, we'd just break down, wouldn't we? I would anyway. I just bawled my eyes out. I just related to it so much. Sorry, there's a fly in it. It's doing my head in. But that's why I quit looking away. But yeah, what a goal that was from Trevor Chalobah.
I know, a real dream start for him, obviously a Chelsea Academy graduate as well. I suppose the question is, do you think he's going to play regularly? I guess there's no reason to drop him. He's had a solid start.
Yeah, there is no reason to drop him. I think his first game proper was on Wednesday at the Super Cup, and then that was his first Premier League game. I don't know why you would drop him. He's definitely going to play the next game anyway. But Chelsea have got kind of so many good defenders to choose from. Marcus Alonso, for example, he also got on the score sheet. He was the man of the match for Chelsea. He scored the free kick for the goal. And again, defenders that score you goals are invaluable. And defenders like Marcus Alonso, who will take free kicks throughout the season, are just going to get you points consistently, aren't they?
Yeah, it is those goals, obviously, that have really helped with their scores this weekend. Obviously, a clean sheet and a goal. So Chalobah, their total points this week was 17, and he was selected by only 0.79% of the players. So if you had him in your team this weekend, congratulations. Let me know where you're getting your inside info from. And I would like to get in there. And as you mentioned as well, Alonso scored as well. So again, a clean sheet and a goal for him. So he got 17, but he was man of the match as well. And he was selected by 2.71% of players. So again, not many people looked at Alonso, which is surprising really when you think how solid Chelsea are.
I think he was quite expensive. What was he? £7.9 million. And it's one of them, like you just said, will he play? Like, He kind of had an on-off season last season, and Chelsea have got so many defenders to choose from. It's a bit like City's midfield, where you're like, I will pick them. They're obviously great players, but are they going to start it week in, week out? So I think it's one of them more than anything. Once you get the first few weeks out of the way with fantasy football, you'll start to see patterns and you'll start to see who managers trust, and then you can make your changes then, I think.
Yeah, well, I fell foul to that because I had Chilwell in my team. He didn't play, so
Yeah.
I got, that was an error. You mentioned Christensen then as well. So he had obviously got clean sheet, 10 points. He's selected by just 1.2% of players as well. So 3 Chelsea defenders in the team of the week. And like you said, they're playing Arsenal away, and you're confident that they'll get another clean sheet.
I just think that with Lacazette and Aubameyang, they were out ill, whatever that means. I know there's been rumours this week about Aubameyang maybe going to Barcelona and Philippe Coutinho coming the other way. But to me, that doesn't fill me with confidence that they're going to start and go for Chelsea. They just lacked a bit of bite about them, Arsenal. There was some really good players for Arsenal. Emile Smith-Rowe played really well, and Saka, when he came on, he did decent. But they didn't have anyone up front, really, as an attacking threat. So I think Chelsea will be fine this weekend.
Right, let's move into midfield. I'm just going to let you talk about it. Go on, midfield.
Let's do it, shall we? Let's do it. Bruno Hernandez. He was in my team. He was in the team of the week. If you made him captain this week, fair play. I should have done it. But if you made him captain, well done to you. He was the man of the match. He was the hat-trick hero. He now has the most goal involvement out of any player since February 2020. I mean, that's incredible. That's in front of Kevin De Bruyne, Harry Kane, Mohamed Salah, whoever you want. Most goals involvements. I think if you're serious about fantasy football, Natalie, you've got to get him in your team. You've just got to do it. I'm sorry. You maybe just make a rule for Bruno, so you just get him in. Like, I like Jack Grealish, but I think that he's going to take a while to settle down. So maybe take Jack Grealish out and put Bruno in.
Mate, I just can't. I've got a fly now as well. Crikey, I come over here from your house.
We're not in the same room, honestly. We're not.
I just can't. And I know 48.74%, so pretty much half of all players have got Bruno in their team, which, is why I, probably one of the reasons why I'm so far down, because everybody else had him. Mm-hmm. I just can't. And I know it's petty, but that's me.
No, that's fine. And I don't know. I think one of his goals as well, I don't know if you saw it. Well, you probably saw it, but I think last season. I knew you was going to say that. I was kind of setting you up. I think it would have been offside, wouldn't it, last season?
The Premier League came out and said it would have been offside, yeah.
Did they? Right, well, but I think the new offside rule is one that will benefit all teams. Everyone's going to benefit from it. I think it's basically how the rule used to be back in the day, where level is onside.
They're using thicker lines, I think, on VAR. So, yeah, it gives the benefit of the doubt to the attacker, which is what we all want.
I think the refs did really well as well in this opening kind of weekend. I think they just let a lot of things go. I think they saw the Euros and how well VAR was used at the Euros, and I think they kind of tweaked it to go like that. But yeah.
Although we'll talk about, because Antonio's in the team of the week, so we'll talk about that in a minute, because obviously he had a penalty which was dubious. But apart from that, maybe.
Yeah, no, very true. But I just think that more goals, thicker lines, more goals is only going to make it better viewing for everyone and better viewing for the fans that are in the stadiums. Thank God again. But yeah.
So Bruno, 23 points there, man of the match, 3 goals. 48% if you have him. Up and coming fixtures for United. They've got Southampton at the weekend away, then Wolves away, Newcastle at home, West Ham away, Aston Villa at home. That is a favourable start to the season.
Very much is. And let's move on, shall we, to the next midfielder, Thomas Sujek. West Ham United, they came from behind twice to win. I watched that game. It was a great game, just end to end. Sujek got the rebound off Mikhail Antonio's penalty that he missed. And West Ham's next 2 games are at home. They've got Leicester, they've got Crystal Palace. So he's going to be looking to rack up some points again in those 2 home games. And when West Ham have home games and their fans are behind them, it's a dangerous place to be for the opposition side, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Selected by 15% of players. Bit of luck there, I'm saying, though, because obviously he got a goal, which is where he's getting a load of his points from. But it was, like you say, a rebound from a penalty that I don't think should have been. So a rebound from a dubious penalty. For the 15% of you that had him, that was pure luck this week. Well done. You've ridden your luck on Sujek.
That's what I mean. It's a strange one to say, oh, he's done really well this week, but still don't go and rush and put him into your team. He might prove us wrong, but it is one of them where you're not going to think, oh, I best swap out St. Maximin, for example, for him. But I just wouldn't. I'd just hold fire for now.
And then another player in the team of the week is your man Pogba, eh?
Yeah, Pogba, 4 assists. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 assists in one game. I mean, it's incredible. We know what he can be like. He's a World Cup winner. He's an incredible, incredible midfielder. But for me, it's consistency. I'm a United fan, but for me, it's consistency. He only got 3 assists last season in the whole of last season. So you need to be more consistent and do it like Kevin De Bruyne, for example, and then you can be put on those levels. I think Pogba, I don't know what you think, Natalie, he's one of those players that needs to feel loved, I think. Needs to feel loved by the fans. And the fact that he put in 4 assists, Old Trafford was rocking, he's going to feel that love, isn't he?
Yeah, he's only selected amazingly by 5.9% of players, and I imagine that's just because of the rumours that continue to circulate around him. I think come the close of the real transfer window, if he can get a few consistent games under his belt, I reckon that 5% is going to absolutely massively jump up for Pogba at 9.4. But yeah, 17 points this week for those 4 assists. Phenomenal.
Yeah, great stuff. I think you're right. The rumours put people off. And the fact he's quite expensive and he wasn't consistent last season, I think he just needs to show that consistency. And the amount of people who select him will just fly up and his price will fly up.
And another midfielder in the team of the week, a Brentford hero, eh?
Yeah, Sergi Canos from Barcelona to Brentford via, I think, Liverpool. I think he was at Liverpool for a bit, wasn't he? But what a game that was to open the Premier League season with. I love the Brentford fans. The stadium was absolutely rocking. But what I don't want you to think is that was a fluke, because it certainly wasn't. They deserved the win. They pressed really high. They were brave. And I think for me, that just sets the tone for the rest of the season of how Brentford are going to perform. And I know last week, Natalie, you rightly so highlighted Ivan Toney as your one to watch. I know he didn't get a goal, but he was a man of the match last week. So I think they press from the front with Toney and they just play high pressing, brave football. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, same. And they are definitely a team that's going to benefit from having those home fans back in, because the atmosphere, I mean, just watching it on TV, I had full on goosebumps all over my arms. I was, so happy for them. And yeah, like you say, I don't think that's a fluke. I think there's definitely going to be some Brentford players that are incredible value for money. He's at 7.3 there that are going to end up packing the points in this season. So well done to the only 0.8% of you that had him in your team, and he got you at 13 points from his goal in the game against Arsenal. Right, so we're moving up front now, and I didn't have either of these in my team. Gutted. Oh, 3 of them. I didn't have any of 3 of them. Gutted. Have you got any of the strikers?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't got any of them. Not one.
Right, so the first one there is, of course, Salah. Scored, man of the match, racked up the points, 18 points for him, selected by 47% of you. I almost feel stupid that I didn't have him in, but I considered it because I remember I spoke last week because I got Mane because I just didn't have enough money for Salah.
Yeah, well, that's the same as me. I would have put Salah in, but he's expensive, isn't he? £11.9 million. He's expensive, but he is another one like Bruno who will always get you points. Week in, week out, he'll always get you points. Like you said, he scored 1, provided 2 assists. And he just wouldn't stop. I watched that game on Match Today and he just wouldn't stop. But just before you go and rush to put him in your team, keep in mind that that Mohamed Salah has got the African Cup of Nations in January and February. So you might have to transfer him back out then. But up until then, he's going to get you points. And Liverpool's next 2 home games are Burnley and Chelsea. Yeah. So Salah's going to be racking up the points in those games, I think.
In the home games as well. I want to keep an eye on what's going on with Lukaku. I want to pay attention to the press conference this week because Lukaku's 11.3, Salah's 11.9. As it stands, I could transfer Mane out and get Lukaku. I can do that, but I can't. To get Salah, I've got to make a couple of adjustments. So
I know what you mean.
I'm going to pay attention. If it looks like Lukaku's going to start this weekend, then I think that that might be my option. But yeah, as Karl said there, 1 goal, 2 assists, 18 points, man of the match, up and coming fixtures, Burnley, and they're at home. So he's probably a good solid one to be keeping for next week for the 47% of you that have him. Right, so also there, Mikhail Antonio. So 1 goal, 2 assists again, another man of the match, 15 points for him this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it's strange. He obviously missed the penalty, but it ended up as an assist for Sujek. So the point system is a bit off.
Oh, did he get an assist for that?
Yeah, so I kind of think he got that, and he also got an assist later on for Ben Rama, I think. He also got his goal in the end. Again, the next 2 fixtures for West Ham are at home, so he's going to be looking to get some more goals and more points on the board, isn't he?
Oh, and I love him. I love him. I think he's such a great player. He's had a few really great performances against City in the last few years. I think most people's questions around him obviously are just kind of on fitness. So if you've got him in your team, you just got to pay attention to the press conferences and pay attention to if he's picked up any knocks so you can get him out if he does. But for the 10.8% of you that have got him, I think it's a really great solid choice at 8.8 as well. Seems a bit of a steal.
Yeah, he does. And this next striker to me is a massive steal, but it's if you had the guts to put him in. So Emmanuel Dennis from Watford, he's a cheap striking option at £5.5 million. He got an assist on his debut, he got a goal on his debut, and he got a man of the match performance all on his debut. And I think, like we were saying last week about Ivan Toney, I think he could be one of these unknown quantities that will just surprise people. To do all that on your opening fixture, in your first game in the Premier League, it's incredible.
Yeah, and especially when he was a bit of a surprise start as well. Obviously Troy Deeney didn't start, the kind of, Watford absolute legend and hero. And then a new player gets signed, gets put straight in, selected by only 0.58% of you. So the lowest selected player in the team of the week. So massive shout out to anybody that had them. It must be Watford fans that knew. They'd been watching him over pre-season. They must have knew.
I think him and Sarr just partnered up so well. They were so quick. Like, I think Dennis could have got himself a bit more if he could have kept up with Sarr. Sarr was just so fast. He was just flying down there, but it was hard just to keep up with him. But yeah, fair play, Dennis. On your debut, man of the match, an assist and a goal. You can't ask for any more than that, can you?
Yeah, absolutely. And they've got Brighton away and then Spurs away as their sort of fixtures that are coming up as well. So that is the team of the week. We're going to have a look at our ones to watch now. Karl, who are you keeping an eye on for the next week? Are you thinking of transferring them in? Fill us in.
I'm not, because he's already in my team. My one to watch is Jamie Vardy. I just kind of watched the game at the weekend, and his fitness levels and his hunger is incredible. His next game is against West Ham, who just let 2 goals in against Newcastle. So he's going to be licking his lips at that. But Vardy, for me, seems to go on these goal-scoring bursts where he'll score like 4, 5, 6 goals, and then he'll have a bit of a lull. So hopefully this is at the start of one of Jamie Vardy's like goal bursts, if you will. So if Jamie Vardy's having a party, you want him in your team, I swear to God, he is my one to watch for game week 2. Jamie Vardy, get him in your team.
Love it. I'm gonna pay attention to that. I've got a real bit of thinking to do by the end of the week. So on my one to watch. Like I say, I've already done a lot of thinking about how bad I was and what I can do to rectify this. And I've already mentioned Lukaku.
Yeah,
I think it's really important that we keep an eye out on that. See if it sounds like he is going to be starting at the weekend, if he is fit. Going to try and pay attention to the press conference, Eagles press conference, and find out if he's starting. And then I think obviously he is one to watch. But for me, obviously with City getting beat at the weekend, we are at home on Saturday, 3:00 kickoff to Norwich, one of those lovely rare 3:00 kickoffs. And I think that we are gonna be really wanting to show people that we are still here. One game and people are already writing us off. It's ridiculous. So I'm expecting City to full on come out the traps on Saturday to get quite a few goals. Obviously, we know we don't really have a striker yet. So I'm thinking where are the goals going to come from? Maybe Kevin De Bruyne, but we don't know if he's definitely fully fit, if he's going to start. So my one to watch for game week 2 is Riyad Mahrez. Obviously had a phenomenal season last year. And I think that come Saturday's game against Norwich, we're going to score a load of goals. I think he's going to be fully involved in that. And I am pretty certain I'm going to transfer Gundogan out because he has an injury doubt and get Mahrez in. So Mahrez 9.8, Gundogan 9.3. So I'm going to need to do a little jiggling. But I just think Mahrez is set for some goals at the weekend.
Yeah, I think that's a good shout. He did look lively against Spurs. There was just nothing for him to no one to provide. He kind of was out there on the wing, but then he didn't have an option to kind of feed the ball through to, which hopefully, if you're a City fan, will change very soon. But yeah, I think Mahrez is a good shout, mate. Well done.
Yeah, thank you. There was no. Do you know what? I don't even think that was slightly patronising.
No, it wasn't. It actually wasn't. I think Mahrez is a good shout. I think Pep tends to, which he'll do with Jack Grealish, not this season, but next season, he tends to like just bring players on so much. And he's done that with Mahrez. I really rate Mahrez. I think he's great.
Right, we're nearly at the end of our second episode. I'm just going to give you another chance. You sure you don't want to rip me at all for how bad my first week performance was?
I don't want to rip you because I want you to learn from your own mistakes and just put Bruno in. Just put him in, Natalie. All the City fans will look away now for the next 10 seconds and just put him in. Put him in.
I can't do it. I just can't. Like, I don't know.
What are you going to do with Jack? Are you actually going to keep Jack Grealish in all seriousness? Because I think he's one of those players that he's going to take a little bit of time to settle in. He played really well. He made some good runs and that type of thing. But I just think it's a lot for him to go from Aston Villa to Man City. I know he's £100 million, but oh my word, for me,
my heart speaking again, though, isn't it? My heart's like I've got to back him.
Maybe it is. But yeah, I think he needs a few weeks yet just to get up to Pep's pace, sort of thing.
Give it a few weeks. Maybe I'll be able to start drawing my emotions out of it. Maybe people can, maybe drop in the comments or send me and send me some messages on social. Try and tell me how I get my emotions out of this.
Yeah, no, I like it. You see how we've changed during one episode. At first, you was like, "Nah, not a chance," but now you're like, "Oh, maybe I will change." But
no, I don't know. Maybe I will. I don't know if I actually can. That's the point. I'm so stubborn. But thank you so much for watching episode 2 of the Tactic Boards. Remember, you can still join the Footy Community League on Sky Sports Fantasy Football with the code 9976717. We'll be giving out prizes throughout the season. So, best of luck with your picks for the weekend.